Well, it's always exciting doing a live demonstration. So I did have, for later on if we wanted the conversation, I do have my Captivate that I created open in the background. But if you guys could just watch for now, and then we'll have you during the hands-on session, we'll go around and help you out so that you can create your own recorded narration, narrated PowerPoint. So basically we do new projects, and we're going to create, which I should probably do this from scratch, but I'm going to do a new, where's PowerPoint? From Microsoft PowerPoint. Some of my quick pro tips are to not have PowerPoint open while you're doing this, because Captivate opens up PowerPoint and does some magic in the background, and that can kind of blow up things. Other pro tips are, once again, this whole old PowerPoint file thing can become an issue. So you may need to, which this is where you talk to us on the side, you may need to open up your PowerPoints and make sure that they're in the most recent file format before you do this magic. So anywho, we've done all that stuff, and I don't have PowerPoint open, so I'm going to hit open here. All right. So this is Captivate's, well, convert Microsoft PowerPoint presentation screen. The decisions you make in this screen are really important, because unfortunately some of the things that you decide on here can only be gotten to from this screen. So what you can do, you have a representation of your slides here. You can decide which slides you want and which ones you don't by checking or unchecking the include box. For this presentation, we're going to have the end user, the student, be able to click through the slides. If you had narrations recorded into your PowerPoint, you would check this high fidelity box, and you could switch this to slides advancing automatically. And if you recorded narration into your PowerPoint, each slide would have a designated duration, and this is where you would do that kind of import. But we're not doing that today. But you could talk to us later if that's something you want to do. So I am going to make sure that high fidelity is checked. And you can see up here, high fidelity import may take a while to complete. But basically what it does is it brings in smart art from PowerPoint. And then also it keeps the animations intact. If you have super complicated animations, it might not. So you definitely need to test. Okay, so
if you did want to start simple, when we just had basic slides, then it could be not checked, right? It's a smaller file and less opportunities for breaking.
Yeah, I usually check it anyways, though.
Okay.
It makes me feel good.
Okay. You're a high fidelity kind of guy.
Do you have to maintain the aspect ratio each time to make sure it imports?
You can turn that on, and it should be fine. What that's going to do is if you switch to a different size right here, like if you selected the non-original PowerPoint size, it will keep it constrained so that you don't get the short and fat and the tall and skinny. So yes, you don't absolutely have to check it if you're not going to change the dimensions of your presentation. But yes, good point. So I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to open PowerPoint and do some of its magic. What's nice about this is once it's imported, you still cannot edit the PowerPoint presentations directly in Captivate, but what you can do is on any of the slides, right-click and hit Edit PowerPoint, and you can go in and switch some of the text or change some of the images and graphics that are in the PowerPoint file.
This only works with PowerPoint files. It won't work with like Keynote or Google Slides or some of the other.
Nope. All right, so
is the 960 by 580, is that the highest resolution, or is that just
no, that is the default PowerPoint size. It all depends on what you make your size of your PowerPoint. If you make the size of your PowerPoint be what's like 720p is 1280 by 720, then you want to make sure you import it as 1280 by 720. But you should think about the dimensions of your PowerPoint file when you're bringing it in. By default, it just says, hey, your PowerPoint is 960 by 540, so that's what I'm going to import it as. First pro tip here, when you get the slides on your screen, to make sure that the slides always fit, just go up into your view and select best fit. And then that way, no matter what windows you pop open, you'll still get your slide to show up on the screen. All right, so we have the PowerPoint in here. I also want to show you really quick. There's a few different ways to get to this, but like Dan just showed me today, I used to do this a different way. But you can go in and you right-click on the slide and go to Edit with Microsoft PowerPoint, and you can go in and edit slide. It will actually open up the PowerPoint that's embedded inside of Captivate, because you can see there's like a little Captivate wrapper around the PowerPoint. And you're supposed to be able to edit it, and it worked 5 minutes ago. So there you go.
And it's a scratch.
Did it crash PowerPoint? Oh, that's awesome. Cancel. Probably killed the whole thing
So
here.
once you save it in here, would it save the PowerPoint file?
Yep.
Mhm.
It does. It redoes a little mini import, and it like changes the slide and whatnot if it doesn't lock up.
So you just have to make sure not to use that PowerPoint file and edit it for something else. Like, oh, I'm going to take this presentation and
So it grabs the PowerPoint and it puts it in Captivate, and if you edit inside of here, at least there used to be in previous versions, you could actually get your PowerPoint back out of here. If I go to my library file right here, it has a list of where the presentations are, and if I am correct, I think I can find how to... Oh, it doesn't embed it by default. You can change it to embedded so that it's inside of it.
but you might not want it.
Yeah. My personal philosophy is that like people are used to PowerPoint, but if you really want to keep it simple, I actually just offer the stuff right inside Captivate, because then you don't have to deal with yet another program and its complications. But yes. All right, so now that we have our PowerPoint slides imported into Captivate, we're going to make sure that we don't have anything on the screen selected. And then I'm going to hit record. All right. So normally it does an audio calibration test by default at the beginning here. I was doing it earlier when we were trying this out, and so the audio calibration may not be on here. It is recommended that you do the audio calibration because that's where you figure out if your waveforms are too big or too small. All right, so we have this here. If you check the preview box, you can actually see the slide that you're currently on to make sure you're saying the right thing for the right slide. So here we go. I'm going to hit record. Hello, my name is Josh Harder, and I am doing a presentation with Dan LaValley about Adobe Captivate. It is amazing.
I want you to notice there's that green line going to the yellow. That's about right. If you see it constantly in the red, that means it's too loud.
Too
The audio
loud.
bar?
Yep.
Oh, I can't even make it go up that high. It won't let me.
No.
We're too calibrated. All right. So, what's that? Oh, I thought you were.
That is at the end.
Yeah.
No, it gets
There's a
this.
couple cut off.
And
So, yeah, that's interesting.
All right. So you come in here and it's pretty straightforward audio editing. You can hit play. Hello, my name is Josh Harder, and I am doing a presentation with Dan LaValley about... Headset would be so much better. Captivate. It is amazing. So you can come in, so like when we have all this dead space right here and maybe this blob of audio right here, you can come in and it blows up. Oh, live demonstrations.
Do you have to save it first?
No. Well, normally if it was working, which is just not right now, you come in, you select a section, and you can, oh, you have to go to the edit tab. So basically you come into the edit tab, you can come in, select an area right here, and then you can cut out different parts. You can also, if you wanted to, like, what do we say here? It is amazing. So if you wanted to, you can
I
come
would do that a
in,
lot, over and over again.
you can copy that, and you can go right here, and you can paste, you know, and you can do a remix where you just say it's amazing over and over again. It is amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing. Yes. Say you say something too quickly, like between these amazing things right here, you can insert silence. Was it if you're Depeche Mode, you enjoy the silence? Anyways, so I'm going to do 2 seconds at the playhead position. You also have the option to add silence at the start of the audio and the end of the audio. So I'm going to hit OK. That was pretty big, so now I get to show you that you can zoom in and out of the waveform so you could see more or less of the waveform. So now I have a little extra audio, a little space in there. Adobe Captivate.
Can you export those audio files as like an MP3 on their own per slide?
Yep, so I'll show you what they look like in the library here. Make sure I can answer that question. All right, so things look good here. You also have the option, oh, not right here. So things look good. I'm going to hit save. All right, so this is an important thing here. When you bring in a PowerPoint without slide durations, it defaults to a certain length of time for the slide to be displayed on the screen. So what we've done is gone in and created an audio narration that is 27.6 seconds, whereas the length of the slide on the screen is only 5, so it's asking me, do you want to extend the length of time that you display the slides on the screen to match the length of the audio? So I'm just going to say yes. I'm going to hit close. And so now if we look at our timeline, we should see that our nice little audio waveform is the length of how long the slide is on the screen. So if I hit play on my slide here. Hello, my name is Josh Harder and I am doing a presentation. So, I mean, one thing you might also notice, there's this other object on the screen that is not the length of the slide. So you can actually go in and select objects and say show for the rest of the slide. And this is getting already a little more advanced, but
That's the click box to advance the slide, so if they wanted to skip over your talking, they could just...
yep. There's an invisible box that's on top of the PowerPoint right now that allows them to click anywhere and it progresses the slide just like you do in PowerPoint.
You can see that right between the P and the T in Captivate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Click box. So then,
So I'm thinking we've only got 15 minutes left.
yeah, so we're
Yeah.
gonna do publish.
So once you've recorded audio for all of your slides, you would then publish it. And there's two main kind of formats that you can think about for publishing. One you've already heard about. You can publish to a video file, which you could upload to Kaltura Media Space. The other format you've also heard, HTML5. HTML5 essentially publishes a little mini website. You have an option to publish to
I'm just showing you where the export is for the audio file.
oh, gotcha, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
You can publish to HTML5 and it will put it in a zip file, and then you can then upload that zip file to Learn@UW, unzip it, and then link to the index file. I want you to actually have some hands-on time. So why don't you jump into Captivate, do some, load in your PowerPoint, try recording some audio, and Josh and I and John and others are here to help you. So just
Let's
kind of
give it a
raise your
shot.
hand, catch us as we're walking around. We're here to help you.
Do you notice